that has two parts. One is raster to vector conversion. Another one is spatial analysis through vector overlay. Now, I am discussing about the GIS data type. There are two types of GIS data. That is, one is spatial. It is related to geometry of the spatial feature, and another one is the attribute data. It also associated with the information about the spatial feature. Spatial data represents the Earth's surface on the map. Location of each feature is determined by the Cartesian coordinate system. Type of the spatial data is discrete feature data and continuous feature data. Discrete feature data, those do not exist between observations, forms separate entities and are individual distinguishable. Example of discrete feature data is ponds, wells, the roads, agricultural land, etc. According to Dehn, in the year of 1999, continuous feature exist spatially between the observations. And the examples of continuous features data, those are precipitation, elevation, soil pH, etc. Earth's surface as a map feature on a place that has been represented by the spatial data. Now, the GIS data model. There are two types of GIS data model. One is raster data model, another one is the vector data model. Now, here is the clear classification of spatial data. Spatial data can be classified into two, that is, one is raster data, another one is the vector data. Vector data further classified into two, that is topological and non-topological data. There is two classification of topological data, two types of topological data, that is high level data and another one is the simple data. High level topological data can be divided into three, that is, one is scene, another one is the region, and third one and the last one is the dynamic segmentation. Now, what is the basic difference between raster and vector? Raster data use a matrix of squares area to define where the features are located. Vector data uses XY coordinate to define the location of a point, line and polygons that correspond to the map feature. In the case of raster data, this square is also called pixel, cells and grids typically are uniform in size. Raster data is used for capturing, storing and analyzing data such as elevation, temperature, soil organic matter, etc. Raster data format are also used to store aerial photograph and satellite imagery. Raster is made of a pixel that is called cell. Each pixel has an associated value that is called a DN value. Digital image is an example of raster dataset. In the raster dataset, each pixel value corresponds with a particular color. When I go through the vector, that is vector data are excellent for capturing and storing spatial details. Vector data consists of individual points which is in 2D format data are stored as pairs of the coordinates, that is XY. The point may be joined in a particular order to create a line or join into a closer rings to create a polygons. Now, the brief view of GIS data analysis. GIS data analysis can be divided into two, that is raster data analysis and the vector data analysis. Raster data analysis can be divided into four. One is reclassification, another one is the raster data overlay, third one is the terrain mapping, and fourth one is the terrain analysis. Now, raster data overlay can be divided into three, that is point in polygon, line in polygon, polygon on polygon. Now, the terrain mapping. Terrain mapping can be done through three types, that is, one is DEM, that is broad physiographic division, on preparation of the contour map and hillshade map. Lastly, the terrain analysis done by the slope map, aspect mapping. Now I am going through the vector data analysis. Vector data analysis also classified into four types, that is buffering. Second one is the vector data overlay. third one is the direct distance measurement, and fourth one is the spatial interpolation, and the last one is the map manipulation. Now buffering can be divided into three types. There are three types of buffering. One is point buffer, another is the line buffer, third one is the area buffer, that also called the polygon buffer. Now vector data overlay. Vector data overlay can be classified into three. One is point in polygon, second one is the line in polygon, third one is the polygon on polygon. The fourth classification is distance measurement. The next classification is spatial interpolation. Spatial interpolation further classified into two, that is, one is the global method and another one is the local method. What are the global method of spatial interpolation? That is train surface analysis and regression models. And what are the local method of spatial interpolation? One is Hessian polygons, density estimation, inverse distance weight, that is IDW, thin plate spline, and Kriging. And the last one, the last classification, the last types of vector data analysis is map manipulation. Now, raster data overlay. Raster data overlay can be divided into three. That is, one is point in polygon, another one is line in polygon, and third one is the polygon on polygon. In the raster data structure, everything is represented by cell. A point is represented by angle cell, a single cell. A line is steering of cells of an area by group of cells. Therefore, the methods of performing vector layers are different from those of vector GIS. Raster map overlay introduced the idea of map algebra and mathematics. Using map algebra, input data layers may be added. Imaging. Thus, the important consideration in the raster overlay is the appropriate coding of point, line, and area feature in the input data layer. Polygon on polygon analysis is conducted in just the same way. Again, the coding of the input layers is the key to understanding the output procedure by the raster overlay. Now, next is the vector map overlapping. Vector map overlapping, that is in 6 types, that is point in polygon, line in polygon, point on polygon. Okay. Now, point in polygon, here the picture is showing this point in polygon overlay. Now, what are the map overlay method? There are 6 map overlay method. One is clipping, another one is the erase or delete, third one is the split, fourth one is the identity, fifth one is the union, and last one is the intersect. Now, most important thing, that is the spatial data editing. That is also called, you can understand that the digitization error, the error occurred due to the digitization. Then what types of error occur due to digitization? Number one, locational error can be occurred and topological error can be occurred. There are 2 types of topological error. I mean, there is topological error is in 2 types. That is, one is overshoot, another one is undershoot. Topological and non-topological editing, age matching, those are very essential of the spatial data editing. The nature of spatial data editing varies among GIS users. Like, it depends on whether they use topological and non-topological GIS data, whether they are GIS producer of users, and what GIS package they use. A topology is based GIS package can be detect and display topological error. Now, the local method. In the local method, they use the selecting digitizing error from a digitized map to facilitate local editing, GIS user can use tolerance. The tolerance for snapping nodes called node snap. Now edge matching. The discussion has so far concerned to correcting the digitizing error on a single map. Edge matching is a necessary operation before joining the maps because line from two maps rarely meet perfectly along the border. Now the non-topological editing, that is delete, move, paste, reshape, split, merge. The function of delete, move and cut and paste apply to one or more selected feature, which may be point, line or polygons. Each polygon in a shapefile is a unit separate from the polygons. Therefore, moving a polygon means placing the polygon on the top of an existing polygon while creating a void area in its original location. Next, the split and merge. A new line that across the existing line can split the lines, including the new line itself into a separate line segment. Line merging, on the other hand, grouping the selected lines into one line. Polygons can also be split or merged. Splitting polygons means subdividing a polygon into two or more polygons by drawing one or more split lines through the polygons. But the split line must extend beyond the polygon boundary for different aspects. Now, other map manipulation features, those are line simplification and the decification. Decification and line simplification, and it is also called smoothing. Line simplification refers to the process of simplifying and generalizing a line by removing some points. Line simplification is a common practice in the map overlay. Line densification is a process of adding new point to the select line or line in a map at a specified interval. The operation is relatively simple, starting at the starting point or of a line. That operation adds a new point at every specified interval. Now the line smoothing. Line smoothing also adds new point to line, but the location of new point is generated by the mathematical functions. Those are some books. You can go through these books for different aspects or analysis the spatial data analysis.